Hey beautiful, how are you doing today? Welcome back or welcome if this is your first time. Hi, I'm Lucky. And today we're going to talk about how in the world or not so much how in the world do gay guys become girls, but what exactly do I mean by gay people in prison becoming girls, the girls of society. What in the world does that mean? I get a lot of questions about this. But before we get started, I just want to give a quick shout out and thank you to those of you who have been donating to the GoFundMe page. I'm trying to get my baby Cam out of prison, and we have a lawyer. He will get him out. It's slam dunk guarantee, but it's just expensive, $15,000. However, we are $300 closer to the goal. We are $65 away from the $400 mark. First of all, thank you to Courtney, who donated $100. Thank you to William, who donated $100, right there getting us to $200. And thank you to Caleb, who donated $20, David, who donated $50, Amanda, who donated $10, and Jose, who donated $5, Kim, who donated $25, Anonymous, who donated $5, and Free Cam, who donated $20. Thank you to all of you who have donated, that intend to donate, that will donate, that share the link. If you want to donate or share the link to the GoFundMe page is in the description. Getting on with the video. So, what in the world do I mean when I be talking about like these gay guys? It's like, oh, the gays, they replace the women in prison. The gays are the girls of this society. A lot of people seem to be like confused by this, and I have had to explain this in the past, but I'll keep explaining it. This is my point of being on here because it's a very crazy and weird concept. It's a psychological thing. It's not something that's just like understood. I mean, I guess if you're in prison and you've been in prison, it does become something that's like understood. But if you're like just going to prison, that's not anything that you would think. The average gay person who goes to prison, I mean, typically tends to assume you are not going to be accepted. So therefore, it's in your best interest to try to be, to yourself, or not really push yourself onto anybody. If you can hide your sexuality, if you can. But most feminine gay people, it's very hard to hide your sexuality because people just automatically can tell. Even straight people who aren't even gay, but just a little bit on the quieter side or the sensitive side, you know, people tend to it's a masculine world. It's a very macho alpha dog type of world. So anyone who's not burly, manly, and all of these things, it's you're automatically going to be kind of pushed to be a more submissive person. But in terms of actually being gay, and people know that you like men, they it's not tolerated to be gay because it makes guys feel uncomfortable. These are majority of straight guys who occupy this environment. So instead, you start you one person after another, every single person that you come in contact with, every guy, they are unconsciously grooming you. Like I say, it's a psychology thing. It's a psychological thing. They're unconsciously grooming you to be as feminine as possible, as womanly as possible, just by little things, such as from drawing from my own personal experience. Prior to even going to prison, I had guys when I had started to be known as like Lucky, and then I would introduce myself as Lucky. People would question that. They felt like it wasn't a very fitting name. They would be like, oh, Lucky, you should have a name like Jasmine or Danielle. These are the guys, the same guys that are bothered. It's very like contradictory and hypocritical in a way, because the same guys that claim to be bothered by this, and they're like, oh, this dude is trying to act like they're a woman, or they trying to pretend like they're a woman. It's a dude. We all men here. If you got a ding-a-ling, you a man. If you're housed in here with us, you're a man. It's like these same guys would turn around and they'd be the first ones calling me. I got a mustache. It's a little bit faded right now, but I got a mustache. They'd be the same ones turning around and be like, oh, she such and such, or her such and such. They'd be the ones saying that about me. I'm not telling you to call me a she or her or identify me as a woman. You know, it's like someone who's actually in transition and they have breast bothers you that they are identifying as a female because that's what they're doing, that's what they are going for. You're bothered by that. But me, who is clearly not even disputing the fact, like, yeah, I'm a guy, I'm just gay, I'm just feminine, you know what I mean, you're gonna call me a she. And they do the same thing for trannies too, you know, transgender females too. But you know, I don't know, it's just one of them things. So not only stuff such as that, like, you know, little things with your name, and you should have like a female or feminine name. But then also they would they would question things like your hygiene. You know, women are expected to not have hair under their armpits, to always have their legs smooth and hairless. You know, never like expose yourself. You know, if a woman is wearing a low top where her breasts are kind of like revealing, you know, it's like, you know, oh, she's trying to sleep with somebody. She's looking for some dick tonight. But it's like she's just wearing a cute top, or she's just feeling good about herself and just trying to rock a nice outfit. It's not always about men, you know, but now that in this environment that there are no men, they still need that same sort of like I don't know, just vibe or whatever. Like that same sort of energy. They need to direct it towards somebody. So like me, for example, I couldn't. You had guys that would walk to the shower without a shirt on, or walk out of the shower without a shirt, be on the rec yard and take off their shirt. If I did that, it caused a frenzy, like throughout the compound for real, but especially like the pod. Everybody would be talking. You'd have people that they'd actually say something in a positive way or a negative way, like catcall you, whistle at you, shout, whoa, you know, something, or just be like, what the fuck you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, put some damn clothes on, you know, whatever. My shirt's off, no different than somebody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are you even taking notice? Why are you even taking notice? But it's because they feel like my breasts are out. I don't have no breast. I have no breast. I have no breast, but they feel like my breasts are out. I just flashed all my breasts. These small little A cups. If they're even A cups, honey. Okay? These nothing training bra titties, you know what I'm saying, is what they are thinking that they're being exposed to. But it's like little things like that just conditions you to see yourself in a different way. And it's one thing when it's like jail, for example, and you're just there for 30 days, 90 days, God forbid, 6 months or something like that, which is difficult enough. People change just even in that short amount of time. But then when you go to prison and you're talking about a lifestyle, it's years. The next 4 years, for example, 10 years. Most people are serving 8 or more years when you go to prison. 8 or more is every single person that's on that compound. Practically. 8 or more. On average, it's 15, 12, 13, 16 years that you're talking to people. That's somebody's whole life. Like, somebody could literally be born and turn 18 years old in the amount of time that somebody is serving time. That's a lifestyle. So when you think of how you're daily treated, that's where it starts to groom you. So you have little things like that. Then you have even more things, such as what I was mentioning with like the hair. When I first was in prison, I was learning, okay, I can't go to the shower, I can't really show off my body at all. I need to be covered because it turns people on. It will send people a signal, just like what I was mentioning about a woman, with her cleavage showing. If I go to the shower without a shirt, I'm sending a signal to God only knows how many different guys, probably the whole pod, that I'm looking for somebody to occupy me tonight. I'm looking to satisfy somebody tonight. I want you to notice me because I'm on display. Even though somebody else goes to the shower and it's just they're going into the shower. It's not even a big deal. It's not even something that you really would notice. Then there's the hair. The hair. I used to go on the record and I would wear shorts all the time. There's two things that people would get at me about. First of all was the hair on my legs. I've never shaved my legs. I think only swimmers shave their legs. I will be honest, I do shave from like my knee to my neck, pretty much. From my knees to my neck, I like to have not a single hair on my body. And even now, since I'm not getting no action and, Cam's, my baby's in prison, I really haven't even, we talk about it all the time. We always make jokes about our hair and stuff like that. Like, it's completely not groomed anymore. But I mean, I want to lie and be like every now and then I kind of keep up with it, but that's just a lie. It's completely a mess and it's never looked like this in my life. But anyway, that's always just been my natural like comfort zone, is like my knees to my neck. Just I'd like it to be smooth. But below my knees, like my calves and stuff like that, I played soccer. I mean, I'm a guy. I don't see why I wouldn't have hair on my legs. You know what I'm saying? But people thought it was gross, not even weird. They thought it was disgusting. Like, that is just sickening. Why do you have so much hair on your legs? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Especially in prison, majority of the people in there all have tattoos. And a lot of guys who have tattoos, they shave their hair on like their arms or their legs just so that way you can see the tattoo better. So and these are masculine, macho dudes, that they do it and it's not anything feminine at all about it. It's purely just so this way you can see the tattoos better. And there's nothing thought about it. Like there's no thought in with it until you see me with my hair on the legs, and then now there's an issue because it's like you're this dude who's like a dude, he's shaving his legs and you can't keep up with your freaking legs. Like, what is going on here? You are seriously all the way messed up. You really need to remove that. I'm about to be sick. You know what I'm saying? Chow time is in 15 minutes. I won't even be able to eat chow because you're making me sick right now with that hair on your freaking legs. Why are you wearing shorts when you have hair like that? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. I would hear this from guys, like regular straight guys. They thought it was disgusting. I would be gossiped about. I would be talked about. People would be talking mad shit about me. And I would hear this from the queens. And this is not just me. This is feminine guys in lockup, period. I'm just sharing my experience, but everybody's experience is the same. Like, this is why everybody becomes the same. They all start to become as feminine as possible. So I did. I started shaving my legs and stuff like that. Another issue with me wearing shorts and stuff like that on the rec yard, God, as it is, what size do you think that my clothes are? I mean, smalls and mediums as it is, that's not even good enough. It was crazy that I had regular shorts on. All the girls, they roll their stuff up. They make it look like women's stuff. But I never changed that. And this part, I never changed either. But I did catch hell for it the whole time that I was there until I was with Cam. After I was with Cam, I was kind of like taken off the market so people could say whatever they wanted to say. But it didn't matter because now I was with Cam and Cam don't give a fuck about what anybody got to say. He's that type of person. But the other part that people used to have an issue with is I didn't tuck myself. I didn't tuck myself. All the queens, it looks like girls in the sense that they wear tight, tight, tight pants, shorts rolled up, just like girls, and you can't tell that there's anything in between their legs. And it's because they tuck themselves. Just like transgender females before the reassignment surgery. Majority of transgender females, as far as I know, tuck themselves. In prison, whether you're a transgender female or a gay man, you're expected to do the same thing. They kind of lump both categories of people as one and the same. It's the same thing. There is no a gay guy and a transgender. There is men who are resembling girls. And if that's what you're doing, then this is the rules and you have to follow it. And if you're not following it, you are made aware of it by any person that you talk to, or even if you don't talk to anybody, you're made aware of it because you know that people are talking about you. You find out by comments that people say to you, overhearing it, whatever. And some people, they intentionally aren't talking to you, but they're talking about you, and they're doing it in a way to make sure that you do overhear them. Like, it's intentional. I didn't tuck myself. People thought that was insane. I used to get jokes about it. I used to get remarks about it, talked about it, gossiped about it, and I couldn't understand this because in my mind, I'd be thinking to myself, like, why are you even looking? Are you also looking at this guy's thing swinging as he's walking? Are you also looking at, the basketball player? While you're playing basketball, are you looking at their junk wagging while they're playing basketball? It's like, why are you looking at me when I'm walking, in my shorts? What is it to you? But it's because I'm a girl in prison. Like, in prison, it's like, you're a girl. I don't look at girls and expect to see anything between their legs, so I don't look at you and expect to see anything between your legs. And then lastly, my last thing that there's two things actually. The last thing that was a big one for me that really used to irritate me, and again, I didn't change. I mean, I did it a little bit, but then I would feel ridiculous doing it, so I stopped doing it. Is the peeing while standing up. You would have people peering into you. Always have people all in your cell all the freaking time. In general, I think every person who's locked up deals with this, and any person who's been locked up can probably like sympathize with me or whatever. But especially gay people, you are watched all the time. 24 hours a day. It's literally like you feel like a celebrity in a way. And that's trying to put it in a positive light. Like, you know how they got the paparazzi all the time? They can't leave their house without pictures taken, being stormed or whatever. Just 24-hour surveillance. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. You are always watched, even in your cell, because they got that window. And it is so irritating. And if you're caught, because the toilet usually is perfectly positioned, where if you're standing, like, peeing, even if you're sitting, you can see your head, people can see out the window, Sometimes you put the cut up, other times because of rules, because of maybe it being count time, or because you just don't care or something like that. After you're there for a minute, sometimes you don't. Me, I tried to put that thing up as much as I possibly could. Sometimes I'd just be chilling in the cell and I'd have the thing up because I knew that it's called the cut, putting the cut up. Like, because I knew that people would be looking, and I just wanted some privacy. Like, damn, But when people would see that, or if I had a cellie, for example, and he, maybe not meaning to look or something, I used to have such a hard time going to the bathroom with somebody in the cell. Like, I would be standing there forever. And it's like the longer that I'd be standing there, the more that I would be so uncomfortable. I actually liked being in the cell with people that they ask you to flush as you're peeing, like that you keep repeatedly flushing. You have some people where it's like that's what they do, and they want you to do it too as their cellie. And I actually like that because the noise would kind of give me some time to, I guess, relax and also to feel comfortable to actually do it. And then you didn't know when I was doing it or not or whatever. So, you know what I mean? It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. But people would talk about it. They'd be like, you don't pee sitting down. Why don't you pee sitting down? You pee standing up. How come you pee and standing up? Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What? 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 I never understood it. But then yet it's kind of like, it's so frustrating because it's flipped back on you, like on the homosexual. The more that you adjust to these rules and these things that people are saying, then everybody's like criticizing you for doing what everybody assumes you should be doing. Because then it's like, then people, they're like, oh, they think that they're women. Oh, they're conning, they're manipulative. Oh, they do this way and all this stuff. Try to act like a woman. It's like, y'all. But then when you don't do it, that's the first thing that they're asking you. Why aren't you doing it? So this is really honestly how what I'm talking about when I say like gays replace the women of prison. They really do. And then the last thing, because I said two things, the last thing that I was just going to say is just about treatment. Then it's just, the way you're treated. I always have loved women. I always will love women. I just am somebody that, I don't know, I just have a lot of respect for women. I just love everything about women, just everything. But I never really actually had a true understanding of like the double standards women deal with, or the like harassment, uh just different, like how they say it's a man's world and things like that. It's like these things I understood before because I was friends with women, and you talk and you understand things, but I never truly related with it until I was in prison. And that's the first time that I actually could see, like, oh my gosh, this is what it's like being a woman. Like, seriously, it's a bunch of bullshit. But it has its advantages because it's like, you manipulate guys in a way, and then also, you're not subjected to the same danger as like a regular guy is sometimes. But then it's like you have your own shit that you have to deal with, which women know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's honestly how gays eventually turn into girls. And there you have it. So please check out the GoFundMe page and donate if you can. Share the link for, anybody that may be able to donate him. The sooner we get this $15,000, the sooner Cam will be home. That is literally the only reason Cam is still in there, other than the heaps of years that he's been unfairly sentenced to. But he can get out if I had the money. And I appreciate those of you that have donated. If you want to see more of me, you can always check me out on Patreon. That's where my private, like, personal videos are. The YouTube memberships, all that jazz. Just check out the whole description. There's a whole bunch of goodies in there. But mainly the GoFundMe page, And I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for everything. And don't forget to subscribe. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.